you want to call yourself Dusty Rhodes, I have a street cleaner that's going to wipe the dust off the road. When you talk to your mama the next time, you tell that lady that she shouldn't have raised such a...
The opening, of course, of the program of Championship Wrestling 85. You saw the fabulous Freebirds in action. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later on in the program. Right now, though, however, we do have a match in progress. Mark Youngblood moving out against Mike Golden. One fall with a 10-minute time limit, and it is Mark Youngblood in the side headlock right now, who is co-holder of the U.S. Tag Team Championship. Buddy Colt is with me, and Buddy, a lot of exciting things upcoming, including the return of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, today here on Championship Wrestling.
That's right, Ford. There's a lot of exciting matches throughout the state, but just like you just mentioned, Dusty Rhodes is returning. I have had people throughout the state constantly asking me, where is Dusty Rhodes? When is the American Dream coming back? Well, good news, he is back. There's Mike Golden having Mark Youngblood up for a big, hard body slam. This kind of slowed Mark Youngblood down a little bit, getting up, having a lot of respect for Mike Golden. Very cautiously circling, going into the referee's position, and retaliating with that same big, high body slam.
Mark Youngblood watching his man carefully now. Mark and Jay Youngblood, the U.S. Tag Team Champions. Mark Youngblood gets the side headlock on Mike Golden. Mike Golden is an impressive young competitor. Good athlete. Stopping that side headlock up against the rope. Fires him off. Youngblood catches him a good shoulder smash coming off the rope. Good counter on that hit by Youngblood. And Golden found himself on the receiving end. All right, Youngblood again circles his man carefully.
Well, Mike Golden coming up with a side headlock on Mark Youngblood, just putting the pressure on. This being a punishing hold, not a submission hold, but a hold that is designed to wear your opponent down, make him breathe harder, use up that valuable energy. There's Mark Youngblood trying for an overhand wrist lock, trying to power his way out. This comes down to a test of strength, and Mike Golden using the hair to pull Mark Youngblood back into that side headlock. Once again, having the advantage over Mark Youngblood.
Later on in the program, we will be seeing, as you saw, Terry Bam Bam Gordy of the fabulous Freebirds getting a pinfall. Later on in the program, we're going to show you the aftermath of that particular situation. And, well, I can assure you it's created some real problems. Good full body slam by Mark Youngblood. Youngblood started to move in. Golden, backing away in a hurry, going back to the canvas in that near turnbuckle. Golden lashes out, left boot into the midsection. Elbow to the base of the skull of Youngblood. Youngblood could be in trouble here. Snap mare that takes him back to the canvas once again. Golden drives an elbow into the pectoralis major muscles of Mark Youngblood, and it is Golden closing in again, smashing his head into the turnbuckle. And again, the elbow to the base of the skull. And so, Mr. Golden, using a neck breaker now, could have Mark Youngblood in trouble.
Well, you see Jay Youngblood there standing ringside, cheering his brother on, seeing that his brother is in a lot of trouble. There's Mark Youngblood retaliating, coming back with a big hard drop to the upper chest, and down goes Mike Golden. Looks like the tide is changing very quickly. Big high flying drop kick, and Mike Golden is now the man that's in a lot of trouble.
Snap there again by Mark Youngblood. The lateral press, but not enough for a pinfall. Off the rope, got him with a tomahawk chop into the chest area. Up and over his man. Bashes down that double chop into the throat. Gets the 3 count. And so a fine victory going to Mark Youngblood. And there you see Jay Youngblood is co-holder of the U.S. Tag Team Championship. And certainly, as I said, a fine victory going to both Mark, and a moral victory going to Jay Youngblood in that first match against Mike Golden. Welcome to Championship Wrestling 85. I'm Gordon Stoller, your host. Buddy Colt is with me. I might point out we've got some great matches, Buddy, upcoming in Sarasota and Daytona.
That's right. In Sarasota on February 16th and in Daytona on February 14th. Also in Nassau on February 9th. There's some great matches coming up that you won't want to miss. Also, Gordon, I understand that on February 9th at the St. Petersburg bookstore, Haslam's bookstore, you'll be there for an autograph signing session of your new book.
Yeah, and I hope you'll join me for that one.
I'll be there.
That's going to be at Haslam's bookstore Saturday, February 9th from 2:30 until 4:30. And I might point out, too, Championship Wrestling does return to West Palm Beach this coming Monday. With me right now is the boss man. I want to take a couple of moments to talk to him because things are beginning to happen rather rapidly here in Florida.
You know, Gord, I've only been here 3 weeks, but I'm pleased to say that the Pringle plan for monopolizing professional wrestling is well on the way. You people have seen that my man Rick Rude is now the Southern Heavyweight Champion. The PYT are just a little bit away, just a breath away from taking the championship belt from the Youngblood, and of course the missing link is unbeatable. Now, Gordon, I was asleep the other night. My mother come in, beating on the door. She said, Percy, I got some news for you. She says, Percy, I've heard that Dusty Rhodes is coming back. With the man that cleans up this place right here at nighttime after the matches is over. He stooges a little bit. He's on my payroll. But he let me in on the secret that Dusty Rhodes is back. Mr. Rhodes, I want you to know that I'm not intimidated by you at all. I have a stable of street cleaners, and if you want to call yourself Dusty Rhodes, I have a street cleaner that's going to wipe the dust off the road, and we're going to end an American dream. It might very well be an American nightmare.
Well, that's some interesting comments. I'll tell you what, we're going to have the American dream with us a little bit later on.
Mr. Sully, he calls himself the dealer. He wants to be called the dealer.
He is
Mr.
the dealer.
Rhodes, you're going to be surprised when you turn the cards over and find out who owns the company of the cards that you're dealing.
Well, we'll find out more about that a little bit later on. The comments from the boss man, the Percy Pringle dynasty. Also, a little bit later on, we'll be chatting with the Freebirds about a very, very unusual situation. And we will be hearing from the American Dream, the dealer himself, Dusty Rhodes. All of this and much more upcoming right after these words.
Wrestling returns to Miami at the Convention Center this Wednesday, February 6th at 8 p.m. And what a night of wrestling it's going to be. In the main event, the fabulous Freebirds, who will have Terry Gordy in their corner, of course that's Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts, will go up against the Assassins, number 1 and 2. And in their corner, they will have the Saints. There'll be a special event with Dirty Dutch Mantell going up against the former Florida champion, Jesse Bulldog Barr. Then we come to a 6-man tag match, and what a melee it could be. Pistol Pez Whatley joins up with Mark and Jay Youngblood, your present United States Tag Team Champions, and they're going to go up against Ravishing Rick Rude, the new Southern Heavyweight Champion, who will be accompanied by the Pretty Young Things, number 1 and number 2. Then we have your present Florida Heavyweight Champion, Mr. B, Brian Blair, going up against the European Champion, Boris Zerkov. The missing link goes in against Sweet Brown Sugar, and Wild Bill Irwin will go up against Jack Hart. I have with me at the desk a man who's going to be in that melee, as it might be. And Pistol Pez, you're used to that sort of wild, woolly ring action, and what do you got to say?
I know, John, that it's going to be wild and woolly. That's what it's going to be. Pandemonium is going to hit that Civic Center, and we're going to be rocking and rolling with it. You know why? Because I got none other than the United States Tag Team Champions as my partner. And Pretty Young Thing, we're going to find out if you pretty at all. And you, Rick Rude, I'm looking forward to stomping the mud hole in you.
Thank you very much, Pez, and good luck. I have with me now Brian Blair, and you're going up against a tough man, I saw from Europe. That's Boris Zerkov?
That's right, Coach Heath. I'm sorry I'm used to Gordon being here, but, you know, everybody's gunning for the Florida heavyweight champion now, and I told Boris Zerkov if he could beat me in a non-title match, he can have a Florida title shot, and so can anybody else. Like I told the people of Florida, I'll defend the title against anybody, and I'll do the very best I can.
Watching for that one coming, and there you see the boss man, Percy Pringle, and the missing link. And here's a fellow who's, really seemingly impervious to pain, but let's see now as Percy Pringle moves in. Missing link. Tremendously powerful. And Hart charges him. Hart charges him before Pringle even had a chance to make any comment to the missing link. And so Hart has figured that a quick, rapid offense is going to be his best method. He is rudely awakened here by the missing link. The missing link took those drop kicks, and it didn't really seem to faze him. He's almost France-like in his appearance in the ring, buddy.
That's right. You know, look at that big, hard, full body slam, power slam there. There is nothing that can stop the missing link. This man is completely impervious to pain. He is really awesome. There's not an ounce of fat on this man. This man is solid muscle. He's dangerous. It seems like the more punishment that he receives, the more striked up he becomes and the more dangerous he becomes. I think this man's the kind of man you could tie him up and break his bones individually, and that wouldn't bother this man. I don't know of anyone that could stop the missing link. This man is just almost impossible in the ring.
Got him with a powerful punch to the back of the head. Hooks the near leg, has the knee across the chest. And it is all over for Jack Hart, who tried a good piece of strategy, but it just didn't work on somebody as awesome and as powerful as the missing link. And so your victor in this match, part of Percy Pringle's dynasty, the missing link. It's a pleasure to welcome back to Championship Wrestling 85, and he has been on one heck of a taking care of business tour. I'm referring, of course, to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Welcome back, Dusty.
Well, God, it's a tremendous pleasure for the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes to return. 1984 tour is over. The things that went down for me throughout this country, as no man has seen or touched throughout the ages, could reach for what the 84 tour was about. Now in 1985, my new tour slammed that sucker down. 1985 has begun. Once upon a time, I seen a man similar to the boss man. The boss man says, God and soul, I am the boss man. I am the one that has the cars. I own the cars, the automobiles, the women, the ladies of the night. I say, boss man to you, I am the dealer. And we do not play any game unless I deal the cars. And when Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, deals the cards, then you know what it's all about. Ric Flair, the world heavyweight champion, got to deal with Dusty Rhodes. Everybody got to deal with Dusty Rhodes. And the missing link got to deal with Dusty Rhodes. Now, be it known right now throughout Championship Wrestling of Florida and this country that my Slam That Sucker Tour Down 1985 has begun. And the boss man, when you talk to your mama the next time, you tell that lady that she shouldn't have raised such a, I don't even want to say it. But the whole thing you got to remember is, when she knock on the door, she say, Percy, come here quick. The dealer's here. The dealer's here. And you know what's going to happen, Percy? The link will be missing, Jack. Take it down.
Oh, all right, the comment from the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and he has wasted no time, buddy, in setting full warning to Mr. Percy Pringle and the Pringle dynasty. The link will be missing. That's coming right up front with it.
Well, it certainly seems that way. He has put them on short notice.
He has indeed. Looking now for appearance now of the Pretty Young Things, well, I hear the music. That means they're on their way. Pretty Young Things and Percy Pringle. The boss man telling Coco Ware to move out of the ring, and he's telling Norvell also to take on young Mr. Williams. One fall, 10-minute time limit. So the Pretty Young Things of Percy Pringle at ringside. And it's Norvell also moving out against Williams. And And Norvell Austin wastes no time. Has him up a full slam after an elbow to the base of the skull. Catching that axis vertebrae, a high knee lift. Williams down again. And, brother, this Norvell Austin is allowing this man no cease whatsoever.
Well, Norvell Austin has just overwhelmed Williams. Williams seems like he has a terrific physical development there, but he's just no match for Norvell Austin. Norvell is just trying to make very short work of him. Look, big high knee drop coming down on the chest of Williams, and Williams is just about out of it. You see the boss man standing ringside, cheering him on to victory, and his partner, Coco Ware. Norvell Austin not having any trouble at all. Big hard boot to the upper chest, and seems like Williams hasn't had a chance to function at all. Just no match for Norvell Austin. Big high lariat across the upper throat of Williams, and it's just like he's there standing there taunting him. Feeling no problems at all with this man.
Partial neckbreaker by Norvell Austin has Williams back to the canvas once again. And Austin has that sadistic streak in him, brings his man back to his feet, double thrust into the throat. Williams down to one knee. It is Williams firing to the midsection, fires again. And that one just glanced off the stomach, and Norvell Austin caught him with a high knee lift. Austin very much in charge right now. Austin has him up a full bear hug into a belly-to-back, or a belly-to-belly, rather. Took him to the canvas. Williams' upper body has reddened considerably from the punishment he's taken. Austin clubbing right hand that dropped Williams to one knee. Those eyes are crossed. Forward backbreaker now on Williams. And Williams coming up very, very slowly. Pringle says these men, the pretty young things, are just a breath away from winning the U.S. Tag Team Championship from the Youngbloods, Mark and Jay Youngblood. That's going to be a chore indeed for them.
Well, looks like Williams is fighting back as best he can, but not having a lot of effect on Norvell Austin. Well, Norvell Austin is just too smart. Saw Williams coming in, brought that knee up, caught him in the upper chest, knocked a lot of air out of Williams. Oh, looks like he dropped his throat across that top rope. This could just about put the man out.
Austin across the throat. Has him for the pinfall. Has him for the pinfall. So Norvell Austin, one of the pretty young things, being embraced now by Percy Pringle, the boss man. Norvell is the winner. Michael Hayes of the fabulous Freebirds to join us here at the desk to go into detail into this situation. Michael, I think perhaps you are better qualified than anyone to explain to the people just exactly what did happen regarding the sudden appearance of these assassins.
Well, you know, we came here, and the whole thing was unexpected, Gordon Sully, as you know. The main reason I ever came here was to record and give you a Christmas present. And then the Russians decided to stick their nose in somewhere where they should have never thought to do. Because I told them from the beginning, whatever it took, the Freebirds would come down here and they would run them Russians out of here. And if we ain't done it, then grits ain't groceries. You understand? Because they are gone. Then, the Saints. My brother Bam Bam promised you the mask, and he took off the mask. Now, everybody knows by now it was the assassin, the #1 masked man in professional wrestling that attacked me. But let me tell you something, brother. It ain't the first time, and it won't be the last time. I don't know why, Gordon Sully. I ain't paid to answer questions. Like Leonard Skinner said, ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies. And this ain't no lie at all. When you come up against me face to face, it's going to be a different story because I'm afraid a man that has to hide his face ain't never tried to walk down no bad street. And you're going to have to come walk down the streets and meet me, brother. And I'm one of the baddest walking around.
Tell you what, Michael, let's do this if we may, because this is a pretty distressing situation. But let's go back and take a look at what happened. This followed the fall that was taken by Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's right. Another victory for the Freebirds. The Freebirds have run over everybody since they've been here.
All right, well, let's go back and take a look at the follow-up to that situation. There's the mask. It's been removed. Terry Gordy living
Like
with
we
his...
promised. Okay, see, and there it is, right there. Right there, Gordon Soley, attack from behind. That's a real brave man right there. It's a real brave man, baby.
Well, there's no questioning or no denying the appearance of the number one assassin. And I just wonder if that wasn't at the hands of the Saint and the Russians to try and hide some of their embarrassment.
Well, you know, if they couldn't get it done, if they want to hire somebody, I mean, that's what the man's name is, Assassin. And I guess a hired assassin is supposed to do a number. But see, you should have packed your lunch, boy, because it's an all-day job. Because I'm still walking, I'm still talking, and I'm still going to rock and roll, whether you or any of the hired assassins comes after me, baby, because I got some brothers, and we don't back down from nothing.
I'll tell you what, Mike, the assassins do have some comments that I think bear listening to at this time, and I think it points up the intensity that's involved here and the fact that the man is a paid assassin. Let's listen to these comments.
Yeah, let's listen.
A mí, nadie en este mundo, cuando me hacen esto a mí, tú vas a pagar en sangre los Freebirds. Y ahora que el asesino está aquí, él va a cuidar a todos. No quiero verte ninguno, pero tú vas a pagar en sangre.
Yeah, Hayes. You know why the assassin's here, don't you, Hayes? Let me tell you something, Freebird. You're mine. Mine, do you understand? Because I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna get your hair. I'm gonna embarrass it. I'm gonna humiliate you and I'm gonna make you as obsolete as that stupid song, The Freebirds, as your stupid movement, The Freebirds. It's over with. It's passé. The assassin does exactly what he says he's going to do. I always have. My reputation, I've left a trail of broken bones clear across this country. Because any man that I go after, he's doomed. And that goes for you. That goes for your two partners before I'm through. You'll be as bald as a billiard ball, and so will your partners. You'll be as obsolete as that music. Because one thing I do swear. I said, listen to me now, Hayes. I know you can hear me. Listen to me. Listen to me good. I swear. You swear, do you hear me? You're doomed. You're doomed. You're finished and lasting forever.
You know something, Gordon Soley? He's talking about going after the gold. A lot of people have gone after this gold, and a lot of people have walked away empty-handed. Just like the Russians. And you talk about making me and my brothers obsolete, talking about the Freebirds, and making rock and roll. We're just like rock and roll. We're here to stay. And there ain't nobody around here going to run outside, Jack. So if you're talking about doom, hey, I ain't going to come out and try the blues, because the first time I heard the blues was the day I was born. And I'm still walking, I'm still talking, and no matter where it's at, be it Miami, Orlando, Tampa, or in your backyard, I really don't give a damn. When you look at me, one-on-one, and with my brothers behind me, I ain't going to be doomed, brother. You're going to meet bad streets in the baddest way.
Well, I don't think there's much more that can be said about that situation. Michael Hayes has made his point clear. The assassin has made his point clear. It's the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. There's going to be an explosion.
Wrestling returns to Miami at the Convention Center this Wednesday night, February 6th, and at 8 o'clock. What a night of action. In the main event, the fabulous Freebirds. That will be Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts, who will be accompanied to the ring, and in their corner will be Terry Gordy. They will be going up against the Assassins, number 1 and 2, and in their corner will be the Saint. There'll be a special event. Dirty Dutch Mantell will be going up against the former Florida champion, Jesse Bulldog Barr. Then a six-man tag match. Pistol Pez Whatley joins forces with Mark and Jay Youngblood, your present United States champion. Will be going up against Ravishing Rick Rude, the new Southern Heavyweight Wrestling champion, who will join forces with a pretty young thing. Florida Heavyweight champion Mr. B, Brian Blair, will be going up against the European champion, Boris Zerkoff, and the missing link will be going up against Sweet Brown Sugar, while Irwin takes on Jack Hart. And I have with me here at the desk Brian Blair.
Well, you know, Coach Heath, like I said earlier, I'll give anybody a title shot that wants one. And Boris Zerkoff said that he's going to beat me first in a non-title match. Well, Boris, go ahead. If you can beat me, you got your title shot. And just like I said, anybody that wants a title shot, and I don't care who it is, Dutch Mantell, Dusty Rhodes, Jesse Barr, I don't care, any of the boss man's men, I'm going to defend the title, and I'm going to be a true champion. I'm going to represent Florida the way Florida wants me to represent it as a champion.
Thank you very much, Brian. We have some thoughts coming from none other than Brian Blair, Percy Pringle, and the Saint.
Tú sabes que en Miami todos esos pobres cubanos que saben que los Freebirds van a estar bañados en sangre cuando se meten en el ring con los Assassins, porque los Assassins son número uno. Tú sabes lo que quiero decir, número uno, como este cubano rico. Y Terry Gotti, si tú metes a nariz, no le tienes que meter, te voy a abrir la cabeza a ti también, te voy a mandar para los hospital. Adiós, Freebirds.
Once more, the Miami Convention Center is going to be blessed when the Pringle entourage enters the spotlight. I bring along the best professional wrestlers in the world today that accompany me at all times. Mr. Whatley, I have some doubts about your manhood, boy. I have a few doubts. Why you got to run out and get you a couple of Indians? It's not cowboys and Indians, boy. It's professional wrestling. The PYT, my good tag team. Mr. Rick Rude, my single man, my champion.
You know, Pistol Pez, your stupidity never ceases to amaze me, brother. You couldn't do the job by yourself, so what do you have to do? You have to try to recruit a couple of wild, crazy Indians. But let me tell you something, brother. It doesn't matter who's on your side, because the boss man is taking care of business, and it's all even, brother. And the result's going to be the same. Pez, you're going down. Big, bad, dirty Dutch Mantell. You know what you are to me? You're just another rung on that ladder to getting my title back around my waist, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Right after I beat you, I'm going to step on your face, get that bullwhip you bring to the ring, and then I might give you a few lashes just for the hell of it.
Dutch, Lars seems to have his plans all laid out.
Well, he may have all his plans laid out, but, you know, plans, especially with me, have a way of going astray. You know what I'm talking about? Jesse Barr, he can sound proud, and he can sound confident, and he can sound like he can take on the whole world. But, Barr, I've seen you at your best. I've seen you at your best against Brian Blair, and you didn't beat him, buddy. You didn't take Brian Blair down, and the reason being he's the Florida Heavyweight Champion now. I know it's no big secret that you want to get back with a match with Brian Blair, but first you got to go through me, and I don't think you can go through me. As far as you and your friends are concerned, I don't like you, and I don't like any of your friends, because remember, I learned a long time ago, don't never go into battle unprepared, and I don't go into battle unless I've laid my homework out. And that's why I bring Shoe Baby with me. But I don't grab her unless I have to. So, Barr, I want you to load it up. I want you to cock that gun, and I want you to get ready to fire it, because I'm going to be dodging bullets all my life, and I'm going to dodge a bullet next Wednesday night. Barr, I'm coming after you. I'm going to take you down for the 3 count, and if you don't think I can, then you show up in that ring in Miami.
Joining us here at the desk now is the Florida Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, Mr. B, Brian Blair. High weightless takedown by Pistol Pez Whatley has Alan to the canvas. And, Brian, pleasure to have you aboard.
Well, Gordon, as always, it's a pleasure to be here. You know, I'd like to welcome my good friend, Dusty Rhodes, back. You know, I know you're glad to see him back, and so are a lot of other people. Well, except for maybe the boss man and the Mystic Link. I know they're a little bit worried now. The American Dream's back. He's back in full swing. He's in the best shape he's ever been in, and we're all excited about it.
Whatley very much in command right now. Chaplain by Pistol Pez Whatley out of the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. Buddy, he's looking strong.
Well, he really is. You know, since losing the Southern Heavyweight title last week right here on television to Rick Rude, this man is really incensed now. He very much wants to win that title back, and he has to go through all opponents. If there was any way that Mike Allen could right now could have an upset victory over Pistol Pez Whatley, it, of course, would put Mike Allen in title contention. Right now, you see he raked the eyes of Pistol Pez Whatley to slow Pistol Pez down. These punches to the head are not having a whole lot of effect. I'll tell you, the Pistol Pez Whatley, when he comes over one, he has a dynamite punch. When I just raked the back of Mike Allen, and like I said before, he is really on the comeback trail to try and regain that Southern Heavyweight title.
He is indeed, and Freudian slip on my part, because in many ways I still consider Pez Whatley the Southern Heavyweight champion, but you're correct, Rick Rude did win that title last week. Brian, I know, of course, that you've got a lot of people gunning for you in that Florida title.
Well, that's right, Gordon. You know, I told the people when I got the title that I defended against any and all comers. You know, even Dusty Rhodes is a former Florida heavyweight title. I know Dutch Mantell's made mention of it, and so has a lot of other people. And, you know, whether it was Dusty Rhodes, Dutch Mantell, or Jesse Barr, who I've defeated at every match that I've ever wrestled against. I beat him at his own game, and I quit matches, no disqualification matches, all kind of matches. And, you know, to me, he's a crybaby, and he's a chicken. He's a good athlete. I can't take that away from him, but he's complaining now that I'm hiding behind a no disqualification rule, which I beat him at in the first place. So, you know, I don't know what to say, Gordon, other than, you know, I'm proud to represent the people of Florida, and I'm proud to be the heavyweight champion.
Well, we're certainly proud to have you as champion. A snap mirror by Pistol Pez Whatley. Has Allen back to the canvas. And a rear chin lock now by Whatley. Whatley has had an amazing career, both in the amateur ranks and in the pro ranks. And it's Allen trying to get some extra leverage.
That's right, Gordon. You know, Pistol Pez Whatley was an outstanding amateur wrestler at the University of Chattanooga, University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, and Pez uses a lot of amateur moves in his professional wrestling, and he's one of the amateurs that have adopted very well to the sport of professional wrestling.
Well, you know, after examining Pistol Pez Whatley background very closely, I understand that he had quite a career going also in boxing, and that he very well could have taken the road towards professional boxing, but he chose professional wrestling and has excelled at wrestling.
Yes, indeed. No question about it. Pistol Pez in the yellow trunk against those ring ropes now. Allen catches him a hard right hand to the side of the jaw. One to the midsection on Pistol Pez Whatley. Rips across the eye. Smashes his head into the turnbuckle. Smashes it again. And all he's doing is getting Whatley mad. Whatley retaliates in kind and has Allen shook. An elbow to the prefrontal lobe on Mike Allen, and another elbow that has Allen in trouble now. Whatley fires him. Stepped that fist and dropped him. And, brother, he's gone. He is gone. He was out a single punch. And testing to the former boxing background of one Pistol Pez Whatley. Brother, he cocked that fist and let fly, and it was all over for Mike Allen.
Sure was, Gordon. Sure was.
You know, you were talking a moment ago about Jesse Barr and all, and I understand that you have even agreed now to have the disqualification rule waived in a match against him anywhere, anytime, meaning that the first man disqualified loses, or you could lose the title with disqualification.
Well, that's right. You know, to me, Jesse Barr is a crybaby. You know, I don't like to get out here and say, you know, call people names or anything. I've always believed in being a gentleman, but I've beat Jesse Barr at every match I've wrestled him at. I've got the Florida heavyweight title right now, and, you know, what can I say? If that's the kind of match he wants again, we can have that kind of match. As far as I'm concerned, the people are ready to see me defend the title against other people. I've just recently defended against Boris Zirkov. I'm in the process of possibly defending the title against Terry Funk, and I've got a whole list of names right here, Gordon. And, you know, I'd like to say just for a minute, the other day it kind of tickled me. I was coaching the kids at the Police Athletic League with my good friend Coach Lloyd, and I got a couple 5-year-old kids, and one of the little boys came up to me and he said, Mr. B, he said, why don't you cheat first on those guys? You know, those guys be cheating and all that kind of stuff. He said, why don't you just go out and cheat on them first? You know, it made me sit back and kind of think, and I thought, well, you know, being the Florida heavyweight champion, you got to go out there And basically, it says wrestling on the marquee, and that's what I believe in. I go out there to wrestle. I go out there to do my best. And I said to him, sometimes they do cheat first, but it's the man who cheats last. It's the man who gets his hand raised at the end that counts. So I'm going to always go out there and do the best I can, and if it comes down to it, I will fight fire with fire.
Thank you so very much. Mr. B, Brian Blair, the Florida heavyweight champion. Not advocating cheating, but he's advocating if you have to fight fire, fight it with fire. We'll be back in a moment. The master of the bullwhip, Dutch Mantell, getting set to move out against Rick Rude. Rick Rude, the newly crowned Southern heavyweight champion, in a highly controversial situation last week with Pistol Pez Whatley. But it's Mantell against Rude, 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. And you talk about 2 fire eaters, we got him here.
Well, I'll tell you, Rick Rude is really going to have his hands full with a man like Dutch Mantell. Dutch Mantell is just double tough. If you want to wrestle, he can wrestle. If you want to have a barroom brawl type situation, Dutch Mantell is right there. There he goes with an arm drag takedown. And looks like Rick Rude is just sliding out to go around. Oh, and here comes Percy Pringle, the boss man, complaining to the referee, saying he had pulled the tights, but of course he didn't. Now, this Rick Rude has quite an impressive physique on him, a very powerfully built athlete. You tell that this man is constantly in training, and under the direction of the boss man, you can be sure that he trains all the time. Has a little bit of advice there from the boss man. Let's see what his new tactics might be against Dutch Mantell.
Rude, of course, former professional arm wrestling champion, is originally out of Robbinsdale, Minnesota, now makes his home in Beverly Hills, California. Extremely powerful. No avoirdupois on this man. He is lean and mean and is ready to give Dutch Mantell all... Mantell! Good reversal. Couple of quick spin under 5. Dutch Mantell on Rick Rude.
Well, I noticed Dutch Mantell is keeping his eye on the boss man, not knowing exactly what to expect. Sometimes the outside man, such as the manager, can have an intimidating effect on the man in the ring. Knowing there is that extra person there, you have to keep an eye on them as well, never knowing what he might do. But right now, Dutch Mantell has the situation pretty well in hand with his arm bar on Rick Rude. Well, there's Rick Rude going for a body slam, but Dutch Mantell hanging on to that arm bar, coming up and still having that arm bar. And looks like Percy Pringle is quite concerned about his man, Rick Rude, getting the short end of the match right now.
Mantell, of course, who has openly stated that he's looking for a championship, be it Brian Blair's Florida title, Rude, Southern title. Of course, the one title that they all seek is the NWA World title, held by the world champion Ric Flair.
Well, that was quite a series of wrestling holds and wrestling maneuvers, both men being able to very well counter the other holds. But look at the end result was that Dutch Mantell was coming out on top, and once again, Rick Rude fled out onto the floor to get some advice from his manager, the boss man.
And Rude looked a bit dispirited when he came out, complaining now to the referee, Bill Alfonso. I was having dinner with my good friend Milt Spencer and his wife Bobby this past week, and we were discussing this man Rude and the fact that he has combined his talents with that of Percy Pringle, and he's going to be a dangerous situation to contend with, and having already won that Southern title is going to make him even more dangerous.
Well, for any man that can defeat Pez Whatley, regardless of how he does it, is a dangerous adversary. And it looks like right there, Dutch Mantell was able to block a hip toss that looked like Rick Rude was trying to go for. And here comes Dutch Mantell up on top again.
Excellent block by Mantell, and Rude now getting some further advice here from Pringle. And you can see Mantell becoming agitated with Pringle, although Pringle is keeping his distance. Percy Pringle. And it's Rude. Missing with the right hand is Mantell. Slips away from it. 11 months and 27 days on the front lines of Vietnam. Dutch Mantell.
I think Dutch Mantell will want to try as best he can to stay away from the rope on the side of Percy Pringle, not knowing exactly what he might do. See, right there is Percy Pringle trying to interfere. Just got his attention, which gave Rick Rude a chance to come back and take over on Dutch Mantell and start a little trouble for him.
A diversionary tactic, and for the moment it appears to be working. Mantell's got some problems. Rude catches him once again with that elbow. Mantell in a continuing bit of problem. Mantell powers out before the count, however.
There's Rick Rude with that big elbow on the upper back of Dutch Mantell. And that hard swing into the turnbuckle. I'll tell you, that turnbuckle is some kind of solid when you hit it full force like that. Percy Pringle now looking a little gleeful. How quickly the tide can turn in professional wrestling.
Mantell delivered a boot that time. Mantell delivers another boot right at the belt line. Mantell hasn't said a hard stopping right into the side of the head. Mantell in behind his man. High atomic knee drop on Rick Rude. Rude, the Southern champion, in trouble here. An Irish whip off the rope. A lariat that catches him coming off the rope. And it is Mantell with the lateral press, but Percy Pringle keeping him occupied, keeping the ref. Wait a minute. The missing link with a series of those headbutts on Dutch Mantell. The referee calls for the bell. The referee has called for the bell. Disqualification. The missing link charges Mantell once again. Hold on. Here comes Christopher Whatley. Whatley exploding into the...
He's on fire. Christopher Whatley is trying to clean the house with Rick Rude and the missing link. The missing link bailing out. It looks like it's evened up now.
We've got total bedlam and chaos breaking loose there. Irwin removing his outer raiments now and getting set to Rocky King in the purple trunk. King, a well-muscled young athlete. Duck under, go to one side, and a takedown by Irwin. King trying to reverse that situation, but it's King caught on the side headlock.
Wild Bill Irwin, of course, is calling himself the king of the bullwhip, much as to the same name that we have for Dutch Mantell. So no doubt there's going to be a sort of a confrontation here, which Jesse Barr has made public a statement just some weeks ago that he was bringing in Wild Bill Irwin for that purpose. Now, Wild Bill Irwin right now might be having his hands full with Rocky King.
Well, I'll tell you what, Irwin has a voracious appetite for conflict. And very quickly drives the knee into the midsection twice, the forearm across the side of the jaw. And another clubbing forearm. King fires to the midsection, had little or no effect on Irwin. Irwin takes him back to the canvas with a hip lock takedown, keeps the side headlock.
Well, seems like Wild Bill Irwin has been able to take just about everything that Rocky King has been able to dish out. What makes the man tough is the man that can take the punishment as well as dish it out. And it seems like Wild Bill Irwin can take it. So this man can be a very dangerous adversary in the ring.
Irwin keeping that side headlock. And notice the way he had it just below the cheekbone. It's King now trying to bring it up above the head. See if he can't turn that into a top wrist lock at all. Broke it, but as he did, it was Irwin driving a knee again. And so, Rocky King. Got him with the backwards. Misses with an elbow. Oh, brother. He fought that foot up like a battering ram, and that took it all out of King. That strictly took the wind out of his sails. Using the rope as a catapult. High to play. Down to three. Wild Bill Irwin. And what I must say is the most impressive victory over a very fine young athlete, Rocky King. Well, all I can say is that Mr. Irwin has certainly made his presence felt, but then so has the dealer, Dusty Rhodes, the American Breed. Rhodes is back, and I'm sure that he has been...
Mr. Thornton, Dooley. Hey, I hear a lot of people are coming down here because there's a lot of talent. I'm not here for talent. I'm here for guts. He calls himself, or maybe you call him, I don't know who calls him, the master of the bullwhip. Well, I'm telling you one for guts. I call him guts because he knows me and I know you. We met before. So I think about it. Maybe back in Portland, how you beat. He ran then, he'll run again. Guts, come on, get in my sight and you'll feel it again, boy.
Well, fair warning being issued by Wild Bill Irwin. And so your words were prophecy of sorts, buddy. No question about that.
That's right. Well, he just made a statement that Dutch Mantell ran. I find it very hard to believe that Dutch Mantell would run from anyone.
Yeah, he doesn't, that's for sure. And the boss man, you gotta face the dealer. There's no way around it. That's about all the time we have for this week for Championship Wrestling 85. On behalf of Buddy Cope, be Gordon Solis, and be sure to tune us in again next week at the same time. Till then, so long from the Sunshine State.